Good to see a lot of familiar faces here today, a lot of UCDA members. Appreciate you coming out for this. Wanted to touch base a little bit about how UCDA is using Canto for our UCDA Design Awards. So I'm just going to dive right into it. For those few of you in the room, hopefully that don't know about UCDA, we're a professional association for graphic designers that work in or for educational institutions. So at colleges, universities, firms that do work for educational institutions. We do a lot of programming for you. We do the UCDA Creative Summit, which is in the spring, our Design Education Summit, which is specifically for design educators, our Design Conference, which is the biggest of our programs, and we also have started the UCDA Essential Series webinars. We try to do those 2 or 3 times a month, as well as UCDA workshops, which are obviously temporarily on hold, as well as the UCDA Design Awards. So I'm going to focus on the UCDA Design Awards today, and that is the 3 parts of my presentation are going to showcase how we showcase the winners pre-2019, how we migrated from Flickr to Canto last year, and then what's next for us using Canto moving forward. Basically, UCDA Design Awards is a competition that people enter. We have 4 different competitions this year: photography, student, illustration, print, and digital. We get over 1,000 entries annually, and we have 200 winners annually in our Design Awards. We showcase the winners at the conference in the fall, as well as online. Lastly, the winners also become part of the UCDA Design Collection. So we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. So we have 50 years of educational and institutional work that can be viewed. Prior to 2019, we used Flickr to showcase the award winners. The pros for Flickr was it was an easy upload. We create a slideshow annually for the design competition, and we basically just exported that into single images, and we uploaded that. So it was pretty simple using stuff that we'd already had used and just repurposing that content. And we aligned to the sort of gallery look and slideshow that you could use in Flickr. The cons to that was it was pretty much images only. It was great for the printed pieces, but when it came to video and websites, you know, we basically only could show us a screenshot. So it wasn't that interactive. People had to type in the URL. It was really hard for them to view those as winners, and it wasn't searchable. So this is just a quick snapshot of what we have in Flickr. It was 1 image per winning entry. We had the award, the category, the institution, the title of the piece, all on that particular sort of slide or image that people could just sort of browse through. So moving to Canto last year, it sort of ticked all the boxes for us. It was an easy upload, and there are multiple different ways to upload your images. And the images could be other than just a JPEG. Various formats, including PDF, multiple page PDF. A lot of those you can upload and have viewable within the asset management system itself. You could also stream videos directly from the site, so we upload those, and you can view them there, as well as include a URL and a link to the website, so people didn't have to try to enter a URL for that, or for them to see the winners. Everything is sort of contained within Canto. It's also searchable, so if I wanted to see, for example, you know, all the pieces that, you know, Clemson University one, I could type in Clemson University, and that would pop up for us as well. And also for the gallery look, the portal was a perfect segue into what we were looking for with that. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Canto, what the portal is basically is it takes the information that you see on the left. That's sort of when you're in Canto and you have all your assets there, and it creates a portal or a nicer website that you can then view on the right. So we delved down a lot of things within Canto are already at our disposal, but we sort of customized it a little bit. So I'll just go through that really quick for you guys. On the within the system, what we did, if you look here on the left, we created a folder. We have the folder and also 7 different albums within that folder. This was particularly for our photography showcase. So we have the folder with each of the competitions in here, and then within that folder we have campus shots, arts and culture shots, athletic shots, etc. So we went ahead and created that, and then based on different, we actually uploaded it through I think we just drag and drop directly through to the portal. We created each one of those albums, and we have a directory of images for each of those 7 albums. So once we're in there, I'm not going to go into the specifics on how to create a portal, but its location is up here in the account settings. You click on that. It'll take you to this particular window, and you have different tabs from users, groups, portals, style guides, etc. You actually click on the portal tab, which will bring up this window that has all this additional tabs underneath it, from info, the content, custom configuration, and so forth. So it's within this part right here where you can indicate which of the folders and which of the albums you'll be linking to, what's the name of it, what's the URL, if you have custom branding or not, etc. The part that we actually went to customize was the landing page. So we go to the landing page. The last selection here on the landing page is to click on custom. And when you do that, this particular window, this area pops up. So all the information here at the top, again, is customizable to what your needs are. You can have a background, a photo frame. You can change the text color. Do you want the section titles on or off? Do you want the search bar on or off? So you can go in, toggle a lot of those, and sort of customize it to your needs and what you want to show your user and how they access that information. You can also edit the background here at the top, which we did moving forward as well. So this is all in the header. This down here is the, you can create different sections for your content. When you select on this pencil right here, it pops open this additional window that shows what your options are. Let me zoom in on that really quick. And you basically have 16 different layouts or a text field that you can insert into your layout. So if you only have 5 albums to share, you can select the one that has 5 squares, or you can select this one that has 5, or so forth, 2, 3. So there's a lot of different options for different sections and how you want to sort of lay out the page. For the sample that I created for you, we're going to use this one on the far right, which has 4 smaller squares and then 1 larger square. So you click on that, and then it pops up that layout onto your screen. If you have more than 5 or however many albums that you want to share, in this case, our photography section had 7. And so this gave us 5. You click down here on the bottom, you have, you can add a new section, and then you get that, those options again, and you can select another layout for that particular section. So you can use one section, you can use as many as you want. We actually ended up using 9 different layouts for our winners last year. So once you are there, you can click on the big plus here where it says add a folder or album. A pop-up window comes up where it comes to your albums that you had already selected in one of the previous screens. You select on which one you want there. This one happens to be campus images. You click OK. Pops in a thumbnail. The name of the album is there. You do the same thing for the second one, and so forth. You do that for all 5. And then, like I said, we actually use 7 different albums or 2 different layouts. So we use that layout for the additional 2. So that, plug and play, that's as easy as it gets, and you have a great solution. This one right here, maybe you don't like the images that actually have popped up. I'm not really sure, and Jack can address this later. I'm not sure how it decides which image in the album to use as a thumbnail as default. But if you wanted to change one of those, that's pretty easy. You can go back to your main folders here. In this particular case, I'm going to the people and portraits. This is the image right now that was the default. If I wanted to change it to say maybe this image here, you can click on that image. It opens it up, and then you select this right up here, and then that will make that the album cover for that particular album. Go back to the portal. There it is. It's changed on the portal site itself. But for us, we actually went a step further. We didn't want, because it was winners that were actually in the albums, we didn't necessarily want to highlight a particular piece within that album or showcase one of the winners up front. If you're working on, campus photography, that type of thing, where, they all have sort of the same look, the default or changing those images works fine. For us, we wanted a more branded look. And in order to sort of do custom album covers that possibly were not in the album themselves, it was really easy to do. In this particular case, I'm going to this album right here, which is Campus. Then you go down here on the bottom, this drop-down menu, I call it, internally we call it the caret. You click on that, and what that does is that opens up that album, and it shows you here in the top left what the album cover is. Really easy to change that. You click on Edit. A pop-up window comes up. I already had created different images for each of the albums. So I go to my local drive, click on that, select the image, hit submit, and then that changed the image in the portal. We went through and did that for each of the 7 different albums by doing the same thing, going down to the caret, changing the image. After we changed all those, we go back to the portal, and then here's the new look with the images. What's nice is the images are here, but they're not part of the album. So if people are viewing the album, they don't come across these images. This right here is our 2019 Design Awards. So as you can see here, we used 9 different layouts. You can use these section headings or not. This right here for print settings has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different layouts, all for that one section. We only use the section heading for the first one. The digital winners had 2 different layouts. This is the same one that we used in the sample. And then this one had the 3 across. And then this shows at the bottom how you can not necessarily use images, but you can use type or different things as your album cover, not necessarily just the image in the album. If you want to go and view this on your own and explore the winners from last year, I'll put this link up in the chat when I'm done, so you can click on that and view that at your leisure. What's next, really quick, we, as everyone else, had to pivot. We typically bring in the judges to view the print publications. Obviously, we could not do that this summer, so we ended up putting all the entries online and creating a portal for each of the 4 different competitions for the judges to come and actually view and judge the work online. So we did that this year. We are going to showcase the winners again for 2020 like we did in 2019. And then moving forward, like I said, it's our 50th anniversary. We're going to showcase selections from the UCDA Design Collection by decade. So we will have a sampling of that. So that was custom portals, really quick in 14 minutes or in 12 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate your time. If you do want to reach out to me, there's my email, or if you want to follow UCDA on any of our channels, feel free to do that as well.